Vaping is back. That's right, vaping. The term used to describe the use of e-cigarettes in order to attain a feeling or sensation. The original purpose of the e-cigarette was to help adults and smokers quit smoking cigarettes. Big tobacco companies started to falter as sales went into a tailspin, and they were forced to turn their eyes towards different products. The e-cigarette allowed companies to produce water-vaporized smoking products that contain nicotine. These products work by heating a liquid to a high enough temperature that allows an aerosol to be produced and inhaled as a result. This form of smoking was intended to soften the blow of the effect that nicotine has in the body. Additionally, the look of vapes have made it less easy to spot someone who is vaping or smoking. Vapes today, such as Juuls for example, come in a very small form. They no longer have the smell of a cigarette, while some contain flavors. However, these vapes are easy to hide and can be put in pockets and backpacks out of sight. There is no smell that is associated with vapes, and as a result, one quick hit of a vape can be masked from public view. Like I said earlier, the look of a vaping device is small and quick to hide, as vapes today look similar to USB flash drives and pens. Tobacco companies started to release vaping products that enhance their use, as vapes made by the company Juul could be recharged and had a quick and easy delivery method. As this emergence began in 2016, other companies such as Soren followed suit. Most vaping products today, such as Juul or Soren, contain liquid solutions that mostly contain nicotine and oftentimes a flavor associated with it. Fruit flavors like mango, all the way to candy-like flavors such as Skittles, have hit the open market, opening the door for a multitude of different flavors. Nicotine is prevalent in vapes as well, as recent studies indicated that only 37% of users that were youth or young adult were aware that vapes contain nicotine. When asked why students vape, Student Assistance Coordinator Diana Benoist offered up her opinion on why vaping has increased amongst young adults, specifically high school students.
I think there's a combination of reasons that we've seen such a huge increase in students vaping in the last couple of years. We're not alone. Students all over the country have been vaping more often. I think one of the biggest reasons is that tobacco companies have specifically marketed their products to young people. And there's been a lot of research done that provides evidence of that. It's kind of a repeat of what happened with traditional cigarettes a few decades ago. Really marketing to young people by using primarily social media, celebrity endorsements, endorsing at music festivals and other venues where young people frequent, marketing and marketing flavors that appeal particularly to young people, cotton candy, caramel, different fruit flavors, and also the devices have become really easy to conceal, and they emit very small amounts of vapor or smoke, so it's difficult for people to detect. So I think that they are easy for young people to access, they're appealing, and it's easy for them to get away with it. I think that's those.
Senior Braden Raftery offered his opinion on why students vaped as well.
The thing that some students think it's just cool. They might think it could help their social status a little bit and help them fit in a little better.
Another statistic named that 60% of teenagers thought only flavoring was in their vaping device. While there is a variation of how much nicotine is in different types of vapes, the common consensus is that vaping one pod, which is where the liquid is stored for vaping devices, is equivalent to smoking one pack of cigarettes, or about 200 puffs. The problem with vaping in America today is that teenage use of vapes have increased exponentially. In 2017, the FDA reported that 2.1 million teenagers had stated they had used a vape before. There has also been an increase in vaping by 78% amongst high school teens according to the FDA, naming that around 20.8% of teens use vapes. Multiple media reports have claimed that students vape in the bathrooms or even classrooms, and students and teachers offered their opinion on what they saw.
I have not seen many students using it directly because they're pretty good at hiding. It's not hard to hide with this. Cigarette smoking, it's really hard to hide. people think they're hiding it, but you can smell it from a mile away, especially someone like me who's really sensitive to it. But I've actually never caught anyone vaping at school. I have friends who quit smoking cigarettes and vape now to maintain, not have to break themselves with nicotine. So I've seen that before, but I have not caught a student vaping, no.
I've seen it actually both in and outside, before school or after school, and I've seen some people do it in the bathroom.
There is a punishment if a student is caught vaping on campus, and Benoist laid out the next steps that would occur.
Yeah, so there are a few things that are going to happen. So if a student is caught either in possession of any vaping paraphernalia, or the pods, the juices, the cartridges, or if they're caught in the act of using any of those items, then a few things will happen. They will have a dean's office consequence, so there will be a disciplinary consequence. Typically, that's going to be a day or two of in-school suspension if it's their first offense. They also have a ticket from the Downers Grove Police Department, so our student resource officer will issue them a fine. I believe it's $75 for the possession of those items, because they are a controlled substance and it's illegal for anyone under the age of 21 to possess them. I'm not sure if you.
While students like Braden stated they have seen it happen on campus, the natural next question is, what can be done to prevent this?
Maybe more security in the bathrooms, like maybe nick detectors, because I know Hinsdale South does that.
I think we have to continue to, post some of the things that we've put on the walls, like actual facts of how vaping actually is bad, because people who vape don't really think it's bad at all, so that's one of the reasons they keep doing it. But I think if they can see the facts that it actually is bad and that there are consequences, then we'll start to limit it more.
However, the fight against teenage vaping has picked up, as the FBI raided Juul's headquarters in October, seizing thousands of documents relating to the company's sales. Juul is temporarily banned from selling flavored pods in all convenience stores across America, and they will only be sold on their website. Juul also has changed their system, as they plan to make a more complex identification system, as buyers must put in their last 4 digits of their social security and may face a face verification system before they purchase pods or vapes. Teenage vaping has seen a dramatic increase in the past few years, and as the fight has just begun, it is an upward climb to bring the big tobacco companies back to the ground.